Hello, I'm Alex from Green Man Gaming, and we recently had the time to spend with Mafia 3, the upcoming game from Hangar 13, which takes place in 1968 in the fictional city of New Bordeaux. So, as you can see, it's a pretty game, and I'm speeding down a highway. So this capture took place at Chapter 4 in the game, which what I've been told from PR is about 20 hours in, but we also had the chance to play the intro, and so as you can see, my driving isn't the greatest in the world, and by in the greatest in the world I mean it's really, really bad. So I accidentally hit a guy, and now the police are being called, but I think I just made it out their radar. If you see the map in the bottom right. So this game has been in development for a few years. We had an interview go up over on our blog with the developers, and so the game seems to be tackling a lot of issues. So we play as Lincoln Clay, an ex-Vietnam War vet who's just come back home and is dealing with some stuff in his family, and decides, from one leap of faith without any spoilers, that he wants to take control of the entire underbelly of the city. So the city of New Bordeaux itself is actually based in New Orleans, so I'm just going to skip ahead a little bit. And so New Orleans, we have the bayou, we have all those nice little city bits. So we're just driving into sort of the backwater place in town, just to see what we can find, and if anything fun happens. So there's some train tracks here, which look very tempting to drive on. Yep, there it is. I really want to drive on those train tracks and find something cool. But you can. It's super open world. So what I'm capturing here, what I've got here, is just the open world gameplay. We won't be showing you any story or any of the side missions here. We are just purely messing around in the world, and I actually got to play around in this mode for about an hour at a preview event. And this was running on a PC. This is preview code, so it's not final. But from what I saw, we had very little issues with the PC release. I know some people were worried about it, but from what I found on the PCs that we were capturing, like, the game was running absolutely perfectly. And as you can see, like, it's super silky smooth, 60 frames a second, and we were playing in 1080p. So for those of you who are high resolution nuts, I didn't get to try out to see if there are any higher resolutions available in this build. My driving is still very, very bad. I'm trying to find something interesting to look at here. We'll see if we find it. I've made a waypoint down into the bayou, and like any good open world, as soon as you pull up into a petrol station, there's only one thing you can really do, which is park your car next to it, get to a safe distance, and see what happens. I mean, I'm not expecting Just Cause 3 levels of mayhem here. I'm just looking for a wee little explosion, so let's get our gun and, like we said, move to a safe distance to make sure we don't actually kill ourselves. And yep, there it is. I'm pretty happy with how that went. That poor dude. Whoa. So we've got another car, but I just noticed the sign there. So this takes place during 1968, and of course you play a character who is mixed race. So in the States during that era, we had a lot of racial tension and racial issues that were happening around. So this guy is actually calling me out for walking into his shop just because of the colour of my skin. So that's not on. That just isn't on. So let's I feel like giving this guy a piece of my mind. So he's mouthing off. Boom. There you go. There are your opinions. They are definitely of the time. But the game actually is very careful about how it presents these racial issues to you, and it's something that we really appreciate. Now, we skipped ahead a little bit, and I found a boat. We're still in the bayou, which is the sort of backwater redneck area, and I've been told that there is some real stuff here. Look, it's an alligator. The alligator wasn't very happy that I shot him, but I wonder if we can get close up to one and just see what happens. So there's One right there. Let's go swim towards him. And this next bit, I know what's happening because I'm talking over after the fact, but this is completely unscripted. So oh no. See, that boat did not give a single flying doodah about the crocodile or alligator or whatever it might. Oh boy. That. Oh. And that is the ending of Mafia 3. So, we're back in the bayou still, the bayou area, and I wanted that car a lot, so I tried to kill that guy, and then she was following the police, so I killed her, and he was phoning the police, so I killed him, and I may have gotten a bit out of hand with how I acted towards these unsuspecting members of the public, i.e. by shooting them in the face, but now the police are being called. I think it's time to run, and this is really intense. I mean, like other open world games before it, the police will be on your back if you do wrong things. So as you can see, they start shooting at you. I've got 2 cars on me already, and we're just speeding off in this muscle car. So another thing that we covered upon when we interviewed the developers of the game was that they wanted some creative license with what they did with the city. So New Orleans' streets are very sort of narrow, so in New Bordeaux, their vision of New Orleans, they've decided to widen the things a bit, just because we can get back into the sort of golden era of muscle cars, which of course is happening during the late 60s, early 70s period. And this is also accompanied by a really great licensed soundtrack. I couldn't capture any of the soundtrack in any of this. We were told not to and turn all the music off. But take it from me, we've also got an article up on the best licensed songs in the game. So check that out if you're wondering what kind of thing you can be listening to while on the radios and driving about in the streets of New Bordeaux. So another touch I really like is that when you're in a car, you actually have the rear view mirror at the top. And I tried to shut this police car off the edge, but it didn't really work out, and they're shooting at my tyres and it's going real bad. But no, so here we are, sort of trying to escape from the cops. I'm going to heal myself here just to let the chase go on and see what happens, but it's not really going well for old Lincoln Clay. I'm just messing around. But it's super open, and that's what I really appreciate. It's really hard to get these open worlds right, but oh boy, oh no, it's really hard to get these open worlds right, and I think that they've absolutely nailed it with Mafia 3. I mean, from the vibe to exploring the city to doing dumb stuff like this, it's really cohesive. It feels like a place. It feels like a place that's been lived in. It doesn't feel like simply just as a playground for you as a character. If we just go back to the sort of racial tension thing and the shopkeeper not letting me in, there was also another thing that I didn't capture, which was they actually phoned the police just because I was standing in their store. And I think that's something that's really powerful, and it takes some guts to really do that in a game, where often you think, nah, you'll be able to just mess around. No, there's actually a disclaimer at the start of the game which says they wanted to accurately reflect being a person of colour in the late 60s, and that portrayal is relatively accurate. I mean, I can't speak for myself about how it was like, but it's not nice, it's nasty, but the developers themselves do put a disclaimer in saying they wanted to accurately portray this, and they don't actually believe in any of the things that are being stated there. So I think back onto the train tracks again. I think the police can't follow us on here. If you look into the rearview mirror, they're not chasing me anymore, and I think I'm gonna get off the hook, guys. Ooh. Almost out. But no, I've really enjoyed my time. I played about 4 hours in total, and I know some people are kind of iffy about how the game's been turning out, but from what we've seen, it's pretty polished. It's really robust. We had no issues with the build. I mean, the game is itself is really fun to play. I mean, you have a different variety of guns, a whole load of different mechanics and rackets to take down and things like that, and it's also got a really compelling story, again, which I will not spoil for you, but The story of how sort of Lincoln Clay rises to power sort of aligns with the downfall of the Italian mob in the after the 40s, with the introduction of drugs and things like that. So Mafia 3 does actually touch on these, and we do see a return from our previous protagonist Vito in the game as a slightly older and wizened man, which is great. And we need some ammo. Like, we're completely out. So what we can do is that we have a bunch of different mechanics here: a hit squad, a police dispatcher that'll get him off our backs, and also a weapons guy. So our arms dealer. There we are. But first, I want to get a nice muscle car. So this is the car that you see in all the trailers and everything. It's Lincoln's car, and it's the Samson Drifter, and it feels absolutely fantastic. Ooh. Oh boy, that was inches away from me. But this is Lincoln Clay's car, and it feels so good to drift. It's so, like, the driving in some games can be really awful. As you can see, I'm trying to run over that guy, but I assume because he's an ally that I can't kill him. So yeah, you see that turn? I mean, oof, these cars feel really great to drive, and a lot of open world games have driving elements sort of as an afterthought, and it really doesn't feel like that with Mafia. They really wanted to nail the driving right, because you're going to be doing a lot of it in this game. I mean, the world itself is huge, so to get around, you're going to need some power behind you, and it's currently going really well. So are we going to call our arms dealer? Here we are, our arms dealer. Where is he? He should cook. There he is, in his little orange van. And see what we can get. So here we are.
Show me what you got.
So as you can see, we've got a lot of different sort of weapons to choose from, and all sorts of stuff. So so you can pretty much pick your poison here. I mean, I can equip this stuff for free because of the build of the game I was playing. But the shooting feels nice, the shooting mechanics feel nice, and there's also a cover system that you can use to take people down, which works pretty well. I mean, there's also regenerative health and everything you'd expect from a modern third-person game. But another thing that I'd like to touch on is just how great this game looks. I mean, this is one of the first huge open worlds that we've seen running on current gen systems, and in particularly on this PC, it ran beautifully. I mean, I really loved the look of this game. It's sort of really unrelenting orange during evenings, and there's a day-night cycle. It's everything you would expect from a polished open world game. And for Hangar 13, the developers who've not really made an open world game before, this is really great. And of course, it's a first for the franchise before as well. So Mafia 1 and 2 never had an open world, and they're purely narrative focused. So to see this done with such cohesiveness is really fantastic. And that poor lady better get out of the way. Here we are. So we're back on the streets, trying to not cause trouble this time and die either from crocodiles or anything else. So ooh, there's some police. So you can see who's sort of aware of you. If you've played other stealth games like Metal Gear or something like that, you'll know what these markers mean. It's basically their enemy's awareness towards you. Oh, retaliation. It looks like some guys are after me, so I've been hunted. So even as you're exploring, these sort of emergent moments happen where you could be set upon by enemies or things like that, and it's I'm trying to get him off my tail. As you can see, the drifter is doing me well right now. I'm trying to get away. There's 3 cars of these guys. I mean, if you look on the mini-map, I'm being chased. It is bad. I need to deal with this, as the man from the Hydraulic Press channel would say. So I think running is my best option now, because I cannot outgun those guys, despite buying all that ammo before. If I take them out in different ways, maybe we can get the drop on them. I think I took one out there. He went off the side. But it's these emergent moments that make the game really great. So I was just minding my own business, trying to be a good guy, and then and then I just get set upon. I think, oh boy, there they are. They're waiting for me. I've got 20 bullets and a shotgun. I know the shotgun isn't the best for this situation, but we can see the cover system in action, so I'm just going to heal myself here. I know the shotgun isn't the best for long distance, but I was acting... Oh! I think they're all gone. They are all dead. Nice one, Lincoln. I'm not sure exactly how that happened, but I'm very glad it did, because that situation was turning south for me very quickly. And if we just skip here... this is our last sort of moment. So we find a guy, and I'm not sure if he's wearing socks or shoes. I mean, put it in the comments if you're thinking socks or shoes. To me, it looks like socks. Why is that dude just going out wearing socks? So for this sin to all of humanity of walking around in socks, the dirty hippie is... Will he float or will he sink? Oh. And I think that's going to do it from us for Mafia 3. I mean, this is a really fantastic, cohesive game, and it is out today. So if you're looking forward to a new open world game, or just a game that you can explore in, or feel another time period, or just want to listen to some great early rock tunes, I mean, Mafia 3 is looking to be the game for you.